Have you ever pondered the mystery of existence, where everything began? It's a question that has stirred the imagination of humans since the dawn of consciousness. Our minds, ever so curious, have always been drawn to the enigma of our origins, not just of ourselves but of everything that surrounds us. From the rustling leaves of the tallest trees to the grains of sand beneath our feet, from the chirping of birds at dawn to the silent beauty of a snowflake, everything prompts us to ask, where did it all begin? This fascination, this quest for understanding the genesis of all things, is as old as humanity itself. Now imagine if everything, the entire creation, started from a single point. It's a captivating notion, isn't it? A solitary, singular point holding within itself the potential for everything that ever was and ever will be. It's like a seed, the beginning of a great tree, carrying within itself the promise of a forest. But don't leap to conclusions just yet. We're not venturing into the cosmos or discussing the Big Bang Theory. No, our journey is a different one. We're delving into the depths of thought, philosophy, belief, and understanding, traversing the mental landscape of humanity from ancient sages to modern thinkers. Our aim, you see, is not to provide a scientific explanation of the universe's birth. Rather, we're exploring the idea of creation from a single point, as understood and interpreted through the ages. We're seeking to understand how this concept has shaped our worldviews, our philosophies, our religions, and ultimately our understanding of ourselves. So, dear listeners, prepare yourselves for a fascinating journey. A journey that transcends the boundaries of time and space, a journey that explores the birth of everything from a singular point. A point not in the cosmos, but in the minds and hearts of humanity. Together, we will journey through the annals of time, exploring the concept of creation from a single point. The idea of creation from a singular point isn't new. As far back as we can trace, early human civilizations grappled with the question of existence, seeking to unravel the mysteries of the world and their place in it. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, envisioned their universe as a lotus flower, emerging from the primordial waters of chaos. The lotus blossom, in their interpretation, represented the singular point of creation, from which all life sprung forth. Similarly, the ancient Greeks believed in chaos, the first of all deities, from whom all else originated. They saw chaos as the void, the nothingness from which everything else came into existence, effectively a singular point of creation. We then journey to the Far East, where the Chinese philosophy of Taoism speaks of the Tao, or the Way. The Tao is believed to be the origin of everything, and the guiding principle behind all existence. Again, a singular point from which all creation flows. And of course, there is the well-known Genesis narrative from the Abrahamic religions, which speaks of God creating the world in 6 days, from a state of formless void. Another interpretation of a singular point of creation. It's important to note that these are interpretations, reflections of the human quest to understand the world. They are not empirical facts, but rather they are narratives that have shaped cultures, societies, and individual lives throughout history. Despite the cultural and geographical differences, these narratives share a striking similarity. They all propose a singular point of creation, a moment or entity from which everything else originates. Whether it be a lotus flower, chaos, the Tao, or God, these interpretations depict a universe born from a singular source. These interpretations, although different, share a common thread: the belief in a single point of creation. This belief has not only shaped our understanding of the world, but has also influenced our collective and individual identities throughout history. Religions across the world have echoed similar sentiments about the origin of creation. Let's take a stroll through the ancient texts and oral traditions, where we find a shared thread of a single point of creation. In the rich tapestry of Hindu mythology, the concept of Brahman, an unchanging, infinite, immanent, and transcendent reality, serves as the primal source of all things. This Brahman is not a god, but rather the ultimate truth that transcends the universe. It's the single point from which all life and existence spring forth. In Abrahamic traditions, we see a similar concept. The book of Genesis in the Bible begins with the famous words, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Here, God serves as the single point of creation, crafting the world and all its inhabitants. Buddhism may not have a traditional creator deity, but it does propose a cyclical universe that constantly ends and begins anew. The starting point of each cycle can be seen as a single point of creation, albeit one that repeats infinitely. Even in the indigenous faiths of Native American tribes, we find stories of a great spirit or creator who breathed life into the world. And in Australia, Aboriginal Dreamtime stories speak of ancestral beings who shaped the earth during a mythical era known as the dreaming. These narratives may differ in their details and their interpretations, but at their core, they all speak of a single point of creation. Be it a divine entity, an abstract force, or a cyclical event, the origin of life and existence is traced back to one singular moment or source. So, even though religious practices and beliefs may vary tremendously across cultures and time, this notion of a single point of creation remains a universal concept. It's a thread that weaves through the diverse fabric of human faith and spirituality, connecting us all in our quest to understand the mystery of existence. Despite differences in religious practice and belief, the single point of creation remains a universal concept. Philosophy, too, has grappled with the idea of a single point of creation. It's a subject that has engaged the greatest minds throughout history, each proposing their own unique interpretations. Let's delve into some of these philosophical theories and see how they contribute to our understanding of creation. The ancient Greeks, for instance, were some of the earliest philosophers to ponder the origins of the universe. Thales, often considered the father of Western philosophy, proposed that everything originated from water. Anaximander, another pre-Socratic philosopher, suggested that the universe came from the apeiron, an undefined, limitless substance. These theories, though different, share a common thread: the idea that all existence sprang from a single primal substance. Fast forward several centuries and we find the philosopher Spinoza suggesting that everything is a different expression of a single substance, which he called God or nature. He argued that everything we see, everything we are, is simply a manifestation of this single substance. In the 20th century, existentialists like Sartre and Camus grappled with the question of existence in a different way. They focused less on the origin of existence and more on the meaning of our individual existence. Yet their theories still touch on the concept of a single point, as they suggest that meaning originates from within each individual. Each of these philosophies offers a different perspective on the single point of creation. They don't necessarily provide concrete answers, but they do offer us different lenses through which to view and understand the concept. They remind us that the question of where everything came from is not just a scientific or religious question, but a deeply philosophical one. In essence, philosophy encourages us to question, to wonder, to reflect. It invites us to consider the mysteries of creation, not just accept them. It pushes us to explore the limits of our understanding and to embrace the complexity and beauty of existence. Philosophy, with its abstract and thought-provoking nature, adds another layer to our understanding of creation. Modern interpretations of the single point of creation diverge from traditional religious and philosophical perspectives. It's fascinating to see how contemporary theories of creation have moved beyond the confines of science, exploring new realms of spirituality and philosophy. One such theory is panpsychism, an idea gaining traction in modern philosophy. It posits that consciousness is a fundamental aspect of the universe akin to light. This suggests that everything from the smallest particle to the entire cosmos possesses a degree of consciousness. Thus, creation could be seen as the moment when consciousness decided to manifest itself in physical form. Then there's process philosophy, a perspective viewing reality as an ever-unfolding process rather than a static entity. In this view, the single point of creation is not a historical moment, but an ongoing act. Every moment is a new creation, a fresh point of origin. Another intriguing theory is the simulation hypothesis. It proposes that our reality might be a sophisticated simulation created by a higher intelligence. In this context, the single point of creation would be the moment this simulation was initiated. On more spiritual note, Neo-Advaita, or non-duality, echoes the ancient wisdom of Advaita Vedanta. It teaches that all existence is one, without separation or division. Here, the single point of creation is not a moment or place, but the very nature of existence itself. What binds these modern interpretations together is the idea of interconnectedness. Whether it's the consciousness imbued in every particle, the continuous process of creation, the intricately simulated reality, or the perception of non-duality, each theory underlines that everything is connected to a single source. As we delve deeper into these theories, we must remember they are interpretations, just like the religious and philosophical perspectives we've discussed before. Each presents a different lens through which to view the enigma of creation. In the end, our understanding of creation continues to evolve, yet the concept of a single point of origin persists. Despite our varied perspectives, the quest to trace back our existence to a single source remains a universal human endeavor. How does the concept of a single point of creation relate to you personally? Now, that's a question to ponder upon. This idea isn't just about a distant theoretical concept, but the power to shape our understanding of our identity and our role in the grand design of things. Imagine a tapestry, an expansive, intricate design filled with countless threads. Each thread is unique, each contributing to the overall picture. Now, think of the single point of creation as the loom, the very foundation on which this tapestry is woven. Every thread, every life, including yours, can trace its roots back to this point. Such a perspective can bring about profound realizations. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? To know that you, me, and everything around us, we all sprang from the same source. This understanding can foster a sense of unity, a feeling of interconnectedness. It can encourage empathy, compassion, and a deeper appreciation for the diversity and complexity of life. Furthermore, contemplating the single point of creation can also a sense of curiosity for knowledge. What was the nature of this point? How did it give rise to the multitude of life forms we see today? These questions, not just for philosophers or theologians, they're for all of us. The concept can also serve as a grounding force. Amid the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to feel lost, to lose sight of the bigger picture. Reflecting on the single point of creation can provide perspective, a reminder of our origins and our shared journey. Remember, there's no right or wrong belief here. Your interpretation of the single point of creation is deeply personal, influenced by your experiences, your values, and your worldview. It's a lens through which you perceive the universe and your place within it. So, dear listener, what does the single point mean to you? We've journeyed through time, exploring various interpretations of the single point of creation. We've navigated the intricate pathways of human thought, understanding, and belief to find that despite our differences, there's a common thread woven into our fabric of existence. That thread is the notion of a single point of creation, a beginning that instigates all that we know, see, and experience. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on the fascinating journey we've been on. We started with the query of creation, the fundamental question that has puzzled humanity since time immemorial. Where do we come from? What is the origin of everything? These are the questions that have driven us to seek answers, to formulate theories, and to create narratives. Our journey then took us to the birth of concepts. We delved into the minds of our ancestors, tracing the birth of ideas and beliefs. We discovered how the concept of a single point of creation emerged from the human desire to understand and explain the world around us. From there, we went on to explore the single point of creation as seen through the lens of various religions. Despite the diversity of beliefs and practices, we found a remarkable commonality. In the heart of these religions lies the belief in a single point of creation, a moment or entity that set the wheels of existence into motion. We also explored the single point of creation from the philosophical perspective. We saw how philosophers across the ages have grappled with the concept, each bringing their unique perspective to the table. From Plato to Nietzsche, the single point of creation has been a recurring theme in philosophical discourse. Next, we turned our attention to the single point in modern thought. We discovered how, even in this age of science and technology, the concept continues to hold sway. It's a testament to the enduring power of this idea that it remains relevant in our contemporary discourse. And then, we brought it all home, exploring the single point and you. We looked at how this concept influences our personal beliefs, our understanding of ourselves, and our place in the world. We discovered that whether we realize it or not, the single point of creation is a part of our narrative, shaping our perspective and our worldview. So here we are at the end of this journey, but remember, every ending is a new beginning. And in the quest for understanding, there are no final answers, only more questions. The concept of a single point of creation is no different. It's a testament to our human curiosity, our desire to understand, and our capacity for wonder. It's a concept that unites us, transcending cultural, religious, and philosophical divides. As we continue to question and learn, the mystery of the single point of creation remains ever intriguing and profound.